The story between Big U and Nipsey is enthralled with a back and forth of chess moves and fight for control over one's career that was lifted on the shoulders of the Rolling 60s Crip gang. Whereas Big U seen himself as the CEO of this gang and Nip as just a shareholder, when in the same, Nipsey viewed himself as a CEO of his own career and Big U as a shareholder, if even, with neither one willing to back down their vision of the future.
He got one song where he shouts out Big U, he didn't put it on the album, man. Gotta holler at you, Drake.
Yo, Drake.
You give me a shout out, but you don't put it on the album, Drake.
This story details two gang members from the same Crip card whose mentality began going in two different directions. While one wanted utter control and power.
If I'm gonna take something from you, I'm not gonna apologize to you. I would, if I drop down to that level and go do something, I'm doing it. So take that from that. And I ain't never stole nothing from nobody, period. I don't know how to do it. I took it all, know what I'm saying?
The other was going for unity and collaboration.
I mean, I feel like, we got a common enemy, you know what I'm saying? So I don't feel we got time to be beefing. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. That's divide and conquer, you know what I'm saying? That's Willie Lynch, you know what I mean? We got a common enemy in these capitalists that's taking control of our assets and colonizing what we're doing, as far as rap music, as far as our continent we came from, our culture and all that.
This chemistry together did not mix and would turn into a story of toxicity, a story that would turn into tragedy with not just one, but a few.
Yeah, Nip was getting bigger than the set, cuz. And don't nobody get bigger than the set is what I was told.
Cause that dude is the most vicious, conniving snake I've seen. For him to say all this little brother shit about Nip, and on Paru for me to know what I know, and watch this dude sit, his brain doesn't work.
The detectives, because they're supposed to reopen Nipsey's case, that's what I was told.
What would I gain by hurting my own son, you know what I mean?
Yeah, as far as my granny dropped a jag, my big brother in the pen, I'm fresh out in that stack, crime family. Taught to stay down and rise gradually. I serve like Agassi just to make my mark annually. Look, now run my credit in these streets, you see my status be untouchable hustle, no limit like Master P. And God willing, he'll forgive me till they ask for me, but I'm a rich roller, so a hustler's what I had to be.
I was personally there to witness Big U shop a young Nipsey Hussle's mixtape around LA, hoping to land a deal.
Big U took me up to Capitol Records. I'm gonna say after about a half an hour while we was up there talking at Capitol Records, I'm wilding out because at this time I had lived in LA like 6 years, and when you live in LA, you see the big Capitol Records building. So I always saw the building, but never been in that joint. So I ended up going into Capitol Records with Big U, and Big U was talking to some white bald dude. And then like after half an hour, Nipsey and Prosper come in.
As far as management, the two had different ideas on how long this period should last, erupting a back and forth that lasted even past Nipsey's last breath.
Nip opened up, told me everything. He said he ain't f***ing with Big U no more. He cutting him off. Big U tried to sign him, not 10 years, 20 years. Everybody's about, oh, 10 years, 10 years. No, he said 20.
One of Big U's known methods of income was checking in, making factions such as out-of-town celebrities and even fellow gang members pay a fee to do business.
This young man just gave out 500 pair of tennis shoes. And he about to give out another 500 pair of tennis shoes. Lamar.
Surprisingly enough, even Rolling 60s members were not exempt from this method.
Look, all right, so here you go, right here, man. Not even a rebirth. He's finna give you back what he always been. A beast on the mic.
In gangs as large as the Rolling 60s, usually the group gets broken down to cliques and sectors. Though someone can claim the same set, there could be dozens of groups within the set. This checking in method draws used on Nipsey and his crew, all money in several ways, beginning with a management deal.
Do me one small favor before we continue. Please apply pressure to that subscribe button. Yes, apply pressure to that subscribe button.
While Nipsey was trying to build a career, Big U was trying to expand his empire off of said career.
I was doing business with corrupt, so when I paroled in 2004, after doing the 13 years, I started back managing Corrupt. And then I started doing deals just throughout the industry. I did the game deal. I was just doing all kind of artists. And then so after Suge situation and with the Death Row situation, I went to go find my own artists. And that's when I found Nipsey. And from Nipsey, I brought Steve on. Because Steve at the time was in a relationship with my wife's little cousin.
A battle of power and control would ensue. And this battle would hover over one thing: Nipsey's music.
I'm sitting with it's your boy neighborhood in that Hustle. Just leaving the building, just bang their heads real quick, played all the new shit for them. You know what I'm saying? They finna cut some more big ass checks. Gonna see a nigga with some more jewelry coming soon.
One of the first preemptive strikes would present itself when Eugene Henley would famously make a move to obtain studio equipment that Nipsey used to record some of his most banging tracks.
Me and Nipsey had a fallout. He had my equipment, and I wanted to use my equipment. He got mad because I got my equipment back. So then that's when our conflict started.
Nip would express his feelings about this extortion on the diss track, You Don't Have a Clue.
I'm busy getting rich, you think that I'm gonna stop for you? I built this on my own and everybody know it's true. Still niggas act like they supposed to have control of what I do, but look, they don't got a clue of what I'm...
This track would not only make Hussle an op, but the entire All Money In gang group as well.
He's supposed to make a diss song about me. Well, I ain't no rapper, I'm a scrapper. So we end up having to come talk about that.
Leading to an in-house showdown between Draw's crew and All Money In near Nipsey's hangout spot.
No, Fats put Big U on his pockets. Big U tried to take off on Nip, and Fats took off on Big U and set him on his pockets in front of everybody.
They say, y'all, you know, it's another new one too. I got into it with Fats. Let me give y'all the information on it. I ain't never got into it with Fats. Fats is my little homeboy. Ever in my life, me and Fats ever got into it with nobody. Never, ever, ever.
Nipsey's business partner and best friend, Fats, would also be on the menu, whose marijuana dispensary will become an extortion target for Draws. Ultimately, Fats' life would end right near this very dispensary.
A week later, Fats was out of here.
Damn, I wish my nigga Fats was here. How you died 30-something after banging all them years?
Before and after this event, one of the biggest faces of the rolling 60s would not back down from the OG, becoming an option for non-Crip members to do business with Nipsey without having to check in with Big U. Two well-known cases of this would occur with collaborations with YG, which would enrage Draws, being that YG was a Compton Blood Pyru.
Video shoot. Just read up the mixtape. Yeah, on the sway. Hey, kill my shit though. I know what it is. I know what it is.
Also, again, when Nipsey would collab with DJ Khaled, who Draws had lined up as a target. After Nipsey's passing, DJ Khaled would suddenly appear as one of Big U's comrades.
We got two birthdays, Fat Joe birthday and Pistol Pete's birthday. Pistol! Fat Joe, Pistol Pete, the whole team out here flew in, Nori, Big U.
Due to not having the control he wanted, it would seem that Big U would go through every avenue possible to create tension and a situation of control over Nipsey. One popular rumor that would arise where Big U would admit control once again over Nipsey after he received the recording of the star talking to police from an alleged murder of another 60s member, which started over a fade.
Big U came on Pyru, set my motherfucking game room in my backyard, right? With another one of my original baby gangsters, right? Who just walked off 20 years. He been home about 7 or 8. The homie just walked off a dub, sat in front of me in my game room, in front of the homie, and called Nipsey a rat. We both looking at him crazy. What are you talking about? Some paperwork? Nah, what he did, I got the recording, you know, when the nigga Domer, you know what I'm saying, did what he did. He told the police if anything happened to me or something happens to me, I come up dead, Domer did it. So he been paying this nigga $1,500, $2,000 a month to keep from letting niggas know and telling niggas is that. So you know, all this shit, bro, is what I'm trying to box up, put together to make my move. So when
Nipsey would get into an altercation with a character known as Dahmer over a woman, rumors would swirl that he would give a warning to cops if something were to happen to him, then Dahmer did it.
Eddie Boy was telling nigga, I get down with him. They lock up. Boom, 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 boom. Eddie Boy whooped Dahmer ass. Knock his tooth out, all that. Dahmer come back smoking. Right? Kill him. Behind him. Dahmer go to jail for the body. They questioning Nipsey. And Nipsey said, if somebody do something to me, or I come up dead, Dahmer did it. Or they snatched Dahmer. Big U had that recording.
According to Whack 100, this recording is what led to the reconciliation of Big U and Nipsey, reigniting their friendship under false pretenses until his death.
And use that to make the nigga move. That's when you seen all the victory lap shit he with him. Nigga, Nipsey was playing his hand. Somebody was gonna go one way or another.
Billy had a mic in his closet and was recording his own self. Remember that. He did what no other rappers do today. He sold his own music. He sold his own music. So when I came along and Steve came along, we had a formula that merged with what he do. But he outworked any artist I've seen. I'm talking about business-wise. I'm not talking about on the mic. Because if you notice, this man is a more professional than 90% of the dudes who are trying to grow to his level. But I'm saying that to our young babies. To a T. He outworked a whole lot of people.
Draws would use this recording as collateral, being that Nip could be labeled as a snitch for alerting police of this situation.
It was always 100, man. Nip was my loved one. And like a son. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
And when Nip left this earth, we was coon by coon, fire on fire. We was together.
Interestingly enough, Big U himself would not be innocent of having recordings out there as well of him notifying the cops.
Did you put your hands on me? Did you put your hands on me?
Never even seen you.
You fuck. You's a fuck.
I think you're bullying.
Put your hands on me? Niggas a fuck bully. Did you lock me in the spot?
I think you're bullying right now.
No, did you lock me in the spot?
I think can you call the police?
Yeah, call the police. Call them now. So I can press charges for what you did to me.
You see that?
Yeah. Did you lock me in the spot?
We don't allow recording inside the hotel. Just think you guys know.
Did you put your hands on me? Did you try to blackball me?
I think you're mentally ill.
Bully? Did you? Did you? You bully?
Did you just throw something at me?
Did you? Bully?
Did you see that?
Nigga, if I have my burger, I'll blow your ass back. You bully?
Alright, guys.
Did you almost make me lose my baby? Did you put your hands on me? You fucking bully. This nigga's a bully. This nigga's a wow, this nigga's a bully. Call the police. You bully ass. Did you put your hands on me? This nigga's a woman beater. Big U, you didn't kill me. Don't pay him. This nigga's a woman beater.
CBS reports that on March 31st, rapper Nipsey Hussle and 3 other men were standing in front of his clothing store in LA's Hyde Park. According to the LAPD, gang member Eric Holder approached the group several times, engaging them in conversation before leaving. According to CNN, Holder returned around 3:20 p.m., armed with a handgun and opened fire at the group. Surveillance video from an adjacent business shows Hussle and another man fall to the ground as the others run from the gunfire.
Principal term in this sentence will be count 3, the 245A2 on Mr. Latham. The court selects the midterm of 3 years in state prison. For the gun, there will be an additional 4 years in state prison consecutive.
The little homies ain't looking at Big U, they looking at Nip, cuz. When Nip pull up in that Rolls Royce and that platinum Jag, looking with all that chain on, Big U and them bummy. Who you think the little homies looking want to be like, homie? So now they had to get rid of that nigga. Yeah, Nip was getting bigger than the set, cuz. And don't nobody get bigger than the set is what I was told.
I'm happy that the trial is finally over. I'm happy that the trial is finally over, like Nipsey trial is finally over. That's the one we can talk about, because that was a major thorn with these years on the internet, you know what I'm saying? So I'm finally glad, I'm happy that's over.
Yeah. Did you follow that case pretty closely?
Nah, I didn't follow it. It was really nothing to follow. Like, dude was sick mentally, and he...
If you looked at even half of these altercations, one would not be crazy to think Eugene has something to do with Nipsey's passing. Part of the reason people won't let go of this theory is is because of Eugene's own actions and eerie statements after Nipsey's passing. The accusations of Big U being involved with Nipsey's death wouldn't be as powerful if these disputes were laid to rest on that day when Nipsey was buried.
Steve was 10% management and I was 10% management because it didn't make no sense for us to go get another manager.
Right.
And so we started pushing on that. So I signed him to it was signed to a 10-year production contract, which started in 2009, which would end 2019.
Crazy.
Hello. But
even after his procession, stories of extortion would continue to present themselves, one being talk of a tape.
Well, how come Wack ain't get picked up when Wack was talking about Nipsey on tape? And a chick with another man and they got the secret tape. Wack got mad secret tapes.
Hassan Campbell will be the first to leak information that there was a tape of Nipsey Hussle committing unruly sexual acts and that Big U planned to extort the family using these tapes, according to Wack 100.
100 had sex tapes, allegedly, from his own mouth, where he was blackmailing Nipsey Hussle because Nipsey Hussle was running a train on his baby mother. Wack 100 and Big U, according to Wack 100, decided that they was going to, or Big U, because Wack put it on Big U, he was going to extort Laura London out of 30% of the assets that came with Nipsey Hussle. I got it on tape.
Former Death Row artist SKG would recently state on No Jumper podcast that the feds are reopening Nipsey Hussle's murder case.
He was involved with the Nipsey situation, and I want to let the detectives, because they're supposed to reopen Nipsey's case, that's what I was told.
Even approaching Adam 22 personally, obtaining copies of a cease and desist issued on behalf of Eugene Henley over comments made by known affiliate Loose Cannon.
So when Loose Cannon puts up the version of the story where he got a call from Big U 30 minutes before it happened.
So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, 6 I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. So after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, call Nip, answer the phone.
Yeah.
30 minutes after you get off the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So you think he hit you a little too early?
Yep, he hit me a little bit too early because the homie Shitty.
Do you see that and you tend to be like, yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah, I believe it. And I'm going to tell you why I believe it. Do you remember when Luce was on a show and then I think an attorney number posted a deceased for Luce with the video?
Okay.
I called the attorney and talked to the attorney myself.
Uh-huh.
And the attorney, she told me that Big U just hired her for that cease and desist.
Okay.
So if there was never anything, why would you hire an attorney for that?
These comments were hard to believe initially due to the fact that there wasn't evidence readily available of a Big U and Eric Holder connection. But according to Adam 22, there's videos out there of the two closer than previously known.
Even just in the last day, I've had a few people like sending me videos of fights that it seemed like in the video it was Big U and Eric Holder involved in these videos. Like they may have been closer than certain people have led us to believe.
A case thought to be closed, over and done with, may now be rehatched, bringing forth new evidence of possible mind manipulation and the ultimate backstabbing, which leads one to believe if there's more to the story of what was once thought to be an open and shut case of a brutal murder of one of the West Coast's brightest stars. But what was once left in the dark, according to the feds, may soon come to the light.
Justice for Dip.
Thank you for watching this documentary. And if you really like it, you'll like my other short form and long form documentaries that you can find right here. Well, anyways, you know how we like to end our videos over here at Moxy Approved, right? With that water. I'll see y'all here next time on Moxy Approved.
Please join my Discord, link in the description.